Good evening, September 8th, 2012, 3:25 a.m. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of these personal chat videos in the next whatever, just to share my ideas that I have in my head. At the same time, just to take a break or to relieve some stress, just to take, I guess, a break and to give a recap of what I've been doing and what stage I'm at currently. Uh, again, with my campaign, there will be constant reporting, and especially if it works out the way I'm planning for it to all work out, I will probably, if I do ever get elected, I will probably be the first politician to keep a diary, a video diary, a daily video diary of all my work that I do every single day. Uh, that's what needs to be done in today's society in year 2012. Every single politician must do something like this, where they get in front of a camera and they say, "This is what I did today. This is what I accomplished today." Sorry, I wanted to make it like special, but that's what needs to be done. Not on some shitty TV interview, just like this. Um, I got back to this man, this Valerie man, who at the time of my when I stopped working from doing work on my YouTube channel, I was planning to do an interview with a Russian businessman that escaped Russia as as through an asylum, and I don't know what country he's in Europe, but out of fear of his life, because he was a builder or a boss man. He wasn't actually doing all the building. He was like a manager or like the head, the builder, and he was planning to be responsible for a building project, a big building project that Russia is building for the 2016 Sochi Olympics, I don't know, I think so, 2016, yeah, or 2014, I don't know, but Russia's building a brand new facility, a brand new highway system to that location, and what happened to him, and according to his words or his story, is that he was obviously bribing somebody, as he has been throughout his entire career, bribing somebody in order to get the contract. He bribed that person, and then what happened was he never got the contract, and because of that, he got upset. He started to complain about that, the fact that he bribed somebody, and still he did not get the contract. And long story short, after a while, he, I guess, began to fear for his life because he was drawing too much attention. So he escaped Russia. And I was planning on interviewing him, and I looked back. I went on Vimeo because that's where I found him. And I found a contact for him, and I was going to interview him. And then I guess that's when, I mean, I just shut down. This was too much for me. I lacked the conviction. I lacked the confidence to do anything. Um, Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to going to Pennsylvania. I'm going with my friend. It's a 4-hour drive. Pennsylvania is west of New Jersey. He's going to be picking up an electric piano because he wants to learn how to play piano, and at the same time, he's an amateur filmmaker. Right now, currently, not every day or at this present moment, him and his friend, my friend as well, is working on a nice film, an action film, and it's looking good. I started to help them out with it a little bit. Just they needed somebody to hold the camera, and they have no resources. They're doing this on their free time on the weekends because they have jobs. They can't dedicate their whole time to this, so they do little by little, and they've been working on it for a couple of months, and I think it's going to come out terrific. I'm looking forward to it. I'll try to give them a little bit of publicity using my YouTube channel. Uh, so I'll present this here maybe. Um, at the same time, it's 3:30 a.m. The last 5-6 hours I've just spent going back and answering all my comments. I'm up to the third month of the 30th day, which is January, February, March. So I'm at March right now, of my answering of the comments, where there was a gap. So I have 5 months, 6 months, about 6 months to do. But I think the hardest ones were that video that I did with explaining at the time what Jason, the man behind that IC organization, Visible Children, when he was found to be naked in a street in San Francisco, California, having some sort of emotional or mental breakdown. And that was the hardest in terms of the comments, and there was a lot of diverse comments that I received, and because of my own personal belief that I should be able to address or to answer any comment that somebody sends my way, or did that. I was forced to do that. Not forced, I wanted to do that because I believe that's important. If somebody has something to share with me, I should not deny him that right, and in most cases it's important and it's useful, especially if I get positive comments or positive feedback. At the same time, I wanted to share something very important with you or whoever. The reason for my my plan to run for this District 36 Assembly public office position, what's like my long-term vision. Uh, well, my long-term vision is within the framework of the Constitution. I want to completely better our governments, all the governments, local government, local and county government, completely make it perfect. It has to be perfect, otherwise there's no. The only reason it isn't perfect is because either someone's incompetent or someone's corrupt, and that's going to be my fundamental thing. I'm going to be demanding the highest possible level of just excellence. Nothing short of excellence. It has to be excellent because we're in a great country, and the people we have currently are. Well, in any case, because I've said this before, I don't want to, because I want to keep it kind of focused. What's going to happen is, ideally, as I begin to accomplish all these little things that I need to accomplish to make my particular district number one and just excellent, what's going to happen is there's 39 other districts within the state of New Jersey, and then what's going to happen is the people from the other 39 districts are going to begin to wake up, or not wake up, begin to kind of begin to understand what's happening and what the reality is of the situation in the current state, in the state of New Jersey. And then what they're going to do is they're going to start to demand more from their districts, because there's 39 other districts. That's my ideal situation. And then those 39 districts are going to become excellent districts as well, great districts, because fundamentally speaking, we are a great country. But the problem is we don't have great people in government, that is. Then what's going to happen is they're going to start demanding the citizens themselves, that is. The citizens' right to demand from the government, because the government is for, by the people. It's your citizen, it's your right as a citizen to demand something from the government. And that's just, it's a basic idea. We don't have a king. It's like, oh, the king is gonna kill us. The king is gonna kill us. Shh, don't say anything. The people are gonna demand. Okay. And then maybe what's going to happen is some of the people are going to exit the government, and new people are going to enter the government, because they're going to see that people want stuff and there's nobody there to step up to the plate, and they see that there's a venue for them to step up to the plate, because I feel it's possible, we have people, capable, competent, honest people in our society in America. I think they're discouraged to step up to the plate because they feel that they don't have enough money, because it's all about money. So my plan, again, if I do it and it becomes a success, it doesn't cost no money. It costs $0 for me to go door to door, meet every neighbor. I mean, I'm gonna have some costs, and I plan on raising the money, but what my cost is to get some paper and write some things on it, and maybe have I have a printer to maybe print some of the things and make it as economical as possible. I don't rely on the media at all. because I have this, I have this. Mostly everybody has a computer. If not, I'll have to teach people how to use a computer, or I'll figure it out. But um, in any case, I only need to meet at least 18,000 people to win, or at least convince 18,000 people. But I plan on meeting 140,000. But again, that's a whole different thing. Um, that's that. Oh, one more thing. I wanted to share something with you because it's going to be, I don't know if I already did. I don't know if I already did share with you what I wanted to share. I mean, in terms of what I have written in this book, not everything has been stored because some of it needs to be edited out. But I'm not sure if I stored this. Where I shared this, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if I shared this, but I'll say this again. This is going to be part of an introduction because I need to have some sort of an introduction before everything is thrown at this person. And it has to be a concise and reasonable introduction. First impression is everything. Not everything. I mean, it's assuming this person is somewhat educated. You don't. I feel at least an educated person is not gonna jump to conclusions right away, and it's gonna think about it and then do some sort of an investigation, like I have with that particular situation. I'm still working with the Bergen County Board of Social Services. So let me have a reading of this. The fundamental rules and ideals. I didn't get to finish my vision, by the way. I just want to back this up. So what's going to happen, ideally, in all these 39 other districts, the people are going to start to rise up, become more self-aware, I guess, of the fact that they're a citizen and what it means to be a citizen, because that is somehow not that hasn't been taught to them. It seems that way. It needs to be taught. I think I would be an excellent teacher. Um, what's going to happen is New Jersey's ideally then would become little by little would become a really good state, or a better state at least. But if the goal, if the plan is to live each day in terms of government, asking yourself, is this the best we can do? Is this the best we can do? And constantly trying to improve everything. Little things add up to one big thing. All these little things need to be constantly uh, they need to be constantly viewed as not permanent, but as something that could be improved on, improved on, improved on, improved on. What's going to happen is the state of New Jersey is going to become better and better and better and better. Then we have 49 other states within the United States, and then what's going to happen? That's going to trigger the 49 other states, the people within those states, to begin asking, like, what the fuck? Why is New Jersey becoming a better state and we're not becoming a better state? Again, they're going to start to become better, I guess, more self-aware of what's happening, and then they're going to begin to demand things from the government. The government's going to cower because the people in government are afraid of such things, even though the government is designed for, by, and the people. So what's going to happen is the 49 other states are going to become better and better and better. Uh, Again, because there's a misconception of people's minds. I think most people, they think that the role of the president is to solve these little issues that we have, and it's not. The role of the president is to make sure Chinese soldiers don't come to my door right now and put a bullet in my head because they're invading the United States of America. That's not happening. As far as I'm concerned, the president's doing an okay job. But I disapprove of the current president on a few issues that I have, and that's simply ideological, constitutional reasons. Uh, he's not applying the due process of law. If the case of American drones flying around in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, Pakistan, uh, some other countries maybe, and what they're doing is they're dropping bombs on suspected terrorists or terrorists they feel are, or people they feel are terrorists. There's no due process of law. They have to be captured and then charged for a crime. They have to be able, that's not, if that's not happening, then there's no due process of law. And it seems like some sort of a legal loophole that he's able to do this with. I don't know. I think that's very wrong to drop a bomb on somebody because you feel that they're a terrorist. I mean, there should be a proper due process of law, and the people themselves should be able to know about this kind of stuff. This is a violation of fundamental constitutional rights, because I don't know. Anyways, that's my idea on why he's not excited. No. So the introduction is the fundamental rules and ideals that. Okay. Oh, I didn't get to finish the vision. So the United States becomes a better country than it is today. Eventually the federal government, the same thing kind of occurs in terms of the federal government becomes better and better and better and better, etc. What's going to happen is, to the other countries in the world, the people themselves in other countries of the world are going to be looking at all this while it is happening. And then they're going to be scratching their heads and going, why aren't we doing any of this? And then that should trigger some sort of a improvement in their lives. Or at the very least, the people in other countries, and maybe the people in government in other countries, look up to the United States for advice, and for possibly when they see some things in the United States, they kind of maybe attempt to mimic or want to implement in their society. So if we continuously focus on bettering our country, other countries are going to be looking at us and then bettering themselves. So the whole idea is everybody rises. Everybody rises. And that kind of falls in with my world peace plan, establishing world peace and stability. You cannot, it's really complicated to have world peace if you have places, regions in the world where there's absolutely no government, or government is either corrupt completely beyond repair, where it just needs to be, whatever the system they have needs to be abolished. And I don't know. I've been thinking about this. The constitutional government type republic / democracy seems to be a decent form of government. It seems it's doable. I mean, if everybody has equal rights, nobody's above the law. There's due process. It seems like an honest government. Or not least honest, but it's a fair government. I don't know. So, I don't know. Thing is, I'm disappointed with personally. A lot of emphasis is implied on the economy, and that seems to be especially true in New Jersey and possibly everywhere. I think personally it's a cop-out. It's like, oh, the economy is bad, so that's why our government sucks, or we don't have enough funding, or there's not enough jobs out there. I think that's a cop-out. I don't know. The economy is just one facet of our big society. Uh, there's a lot of things happening besides the economy and money. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we should be able to live in a society where people could have an opportunity, if they so desire, to want to have to amass large amounts of wealth. That's fine. If you want, if some people want to spend their lives amassing large amounts of wealth, sure. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But again, the fact that what's important with that is that they don't do something that the rest of us are not allowed to do. So that's what's important, is that nobody is above the law, is maintained, and firmly maintained at all cost. Nobody is above the law. That's a fundamental constitutional idea written on paper and signed by the original framers of the Constitution. Anyways, I just wanted to give a personal chat uh, with some ideas. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so I hope the Valerie person gets back to me. I think he's living in the UK or France. I'm not sure. He kind of moved around a little bit. I kind of did a small investigation on him, whatever I could find on the internet. Um, Hopefully, I would be able to interview him and to get his story stored here. I don't know if I said this before. Maybe at one point in one of my videos, I said that I was concerned about his well-being because if his story is quite unique, I don't think you hear that very often. Uh, a Russian, this I mean the deals this is like multi-million-dollar deals that he was planning on doing. I think he paid like $1 million, or I think five. He paid like yeah, I think it's either $1 million, $500,000, or $200,000. It's a lot of money, uh, just in order to get a contract. I mean, that's just for him to get not to mention how much money he would spend building whatever it is he wanted to build. And he wanted to build a hotel for all the people who are going to be coming to watch the Olympics. Uh, but there were already stories of how the Russian government, is spending uh, astronomical um, amounts of money per 1 mile or 1 kilometer of highway. It was just a number that makes no sense. It was like a couple of $1 million to build 1 mile or 1 kilometer of a highway. It was just when it, yeah, I don't remember all the numbers, but that's not how much like the average cost is. It was just double or triple the average cost, and people were questioning like, why. And it was just because everybody in Russia knows why. But at least in that sense, uh, I'm fortunate to be living here in the United States, where what I want to do is what is capable. I'm not capable, but it's something that's reasonable for me to do this. If I think I personally feel that if I wanted to do this in Russia, I would be killed. I would be murdered. I mean, there's no possible way that they would allow that to happen. The powers of be, so to speak. Really, I personally, because that's what it's gonna take in Russia. It's gonna take a lot of good people to die. Uh, people stepping up to the plate and saying we need to do this and attempting to do this and organize the people and etc. etc. Much in the same fashion, you had Dr. Martin Luther King, who got killed uh, doing a very good thing. Among many, many, many incidents in the United States, where what we have today in the United States in terms of rights and opportunities, people died for giving that to us, especially. Okay. This was just personal chat. I don't want to get caught up in my own, because I know I have almost like an international audience, but so it's very easy for me to get caught up and start talking about this American government, and I don't want to. I guess I don't want to upset anybody, or I guess discourage anybody from living in whatever country they're living in. I mean, you're more than able to step up in your own respective countries and do what I'm trying to do. Certainly expedite the way. But again, what I want to do, especially, it'll be a guide if it works out. A really simple guide. Everything's going to be detailed, step-by-step instruction. Um, that's that. Anyways, I'm gonna go outside for a little walk. I've been taking these little, I guess not power walks, but just walking. I've just been, I go outside and smoke a cigarette, kind of look around, take a deep breath. I haven't played any video games for a while, for a couple of days at least. Don't feel a desire to, because it just. But at the same time, I will need to maintain my focus and my dedication with what I'm doing right now. It's very easy for me to just kind of give up on it because it's so hard and it's overwhelming. But it's important and it needs to be done, I think, despite the cost or the sacrifice. Somebody needs to do this kind of. Somebody needs to do all the stuff that I've written down that needs to be done on top of millions of problems that we have. And they're ultimately basic problems. Again, just the lack of competence in government, or like the structure of government is almost perfect. And the people, when they wrote this down, like 200 years ago, 250 years ago, it was perfect. But it relies on people being in those respective government positions to do the right thing. It's just not happening. Again, like I said, the economy, especially if somebody's from New Jersey's watching this and thinking to themselves, what are you talking about? I'm having a hard time finding a job. Well, no, not really. There's plenty of government jobs. The problem is, especially in the state assembly, in the state senate, we have the people who are in those positions, and they have 2 or 3 types of other jobs. So we have one person who takes 3 or 4 government jobs, and they get 3 or 4 different paychecks. And I'm thinking to myself, each of those jobs is a full-time job. And when I mean a full-time job, I don't mean a 40-hour a week job. I mean like an 80-hour, 100-hour a week job. These jobs are 80 hours or 100-hour a week jobs. This is a serious problem we have as a state. Uh, there's no weekends off. There's no 9 to 5. This is something that's the problem here. Anyways, again, the thing is that at the same time I don't want to discourage anybody, because in reality, the current reality, it's quite negative. So that being said, I feel it's very important to maintain a PMA, a positive mental attitude. It's better to be positive about things when you're trying to accomplish something than negative, because it's just better that way. I don't have the energy, I guess, to explain it right now. I want to go. Okay, 27 minutes in. Okay.